And in English, I insist on the word salah, not prayers. Because dua is a prayer. It's a supplication, but also you pray. So that's why let's stick to the word salah in Arabic. Salah. مش صلاح. Salah. Okay? أو صلاة مثلا. So as-salah in Islam, we have salah wajib, we have salah mustahab, okay? We have salah that's forbidden. Salat al-wajib, daily salah, for instance. Like subh, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, isha. This is wajib. We have salat al-ayat. It is wajib in certain situations, isn't it? Salat al-ayat when we have eclipse occurring. We have salah mustahab. Like we have salat al-layl, 11 rak'ah. Salat al-layl is 11 rak'ah. You pray it 2 rak'ah each, except the last one, the odd one. It's 1 rak'ah. We call it salat al-watr. This is 1 rak'ah. You recite Surah Al-Fatiha, قل هو الله أحد 3 times if you want. Mustahab. قل أعوذ برب الناس, قل أعوذ برب الفلق. You say Astaghfirullah 70 times in the qunut. You make ruku', then you make the 2 sajda, then you do Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Muhammad till you are done. This is 1 rak'ah. The other 10 you pray them as 2, 2, 2. And mainly the mustahab, when you hear mustahab, salah is mustahab, mainly they are 2 rak'ah. Very rarely you will do mustahab more than 2 rak'ah. Usually 2 rak'ah. So salat mustahabba, for instance, recommended salah in Shahr Ramadan, 100 rak'ah. You do not pray them one shot. You pray them 2 rak'ah each, like Salatul Subh, and everyone has its own tashahhud and taslim. Is that clear? So we have Salat al-Wajibah that you have to do, obligatory. You have Salat al-Mustahabba, that's the recommended one. We have Salah wajib, بس على نحو, what did we say? Kifai, like Salat al-Mayyit. Someone at least among Muslims has to do Salat al-Mayyit. This is some of these salawat. And we have salawat it's haram to do if it is created as a legislation and we have no hadith and no one of Ahl al-Bayt or the Prophet talk about it. That's a problem. You are inventing new, it's an innovation that is not certified by the Prophet or Ahl al-Bayt. Any question about this? Salah al-Wajib, we have Salatul Subh, we have Salatul Dhuhrain, we have Salat al-Isha'i. But before I enter into those, Salat al-Mustahabba, we said we have Salat, for instance, we say Salat Manduba, I don't, recommended Salah. We said Salat al-Layl. Also we have Salawat highly recommended through highly authenticated narrations, Hadith. Those are recommended Salah before the Wajib. Yani like Salatul Subh, it is mustahab to pray 2 rak'ah before Salatul Subh. You pray it like Salat Subh, but it is what? Not Salat Subh, it is mustahab. Why? So you can get ready for Salatul Subh. So in the Wajib Salah, you are focused and ready. You are paving the way for the Wajib. Salatul Dhuhr, you pray 8 rak'ah before Salatul Dhuhr. You pray 2 rak'ah together, like one Salah. Salatul Asr, we have 8 rak'ah before Al-Asr. Salatul Maghrib, we have 4 rak'at. You pray 2 each. Mustahab, I'm saying. So Maghrib, after Al-Maghrib, you pray 4 mustahab rak'at, which is 2 rak'ah each Salah, like Salat Subh. Salat al-Isha, we pray 2 rak'ah while sitting. Salat al-Watir, while sitting, you don't stand up. Those we call them al-Rawatib al-Yawmiyah, always. It's highly mustahab to pray those. Now we come to the Salat al-Wajib. Salat al-wajib, in order to be wajib, one of the conditions is the time. I cannot pray now Salat al-Maghrib and it's not Maghrib time yet. And I cannot pray 100 rak'ah Salat al-Subh up to 3 months to come. No. And that's why we're going to, inshallah, study in fiqh, and we talked about this. We have قاعدة عامة, لا تعاد, we say. Okay? لا تعاد الصلاة. You remember this hadith we talked about? That's why in the salah, if you used to pray before the proper time, your salah is invalid, you repeat. Alaykum salam alaykum. And especially Salat al-Subh, we have issues in this country. Salat al-Subh, let's say now it is at 4:15. For whatever reason, you pick the wrong calendar or the wrong city, and you used to pray 3:30 Salat al-Subh. Is it the time you figure out? No, it was wrong. What should I do? Repeat the salah. Even if I do not know. Yeah, even if you do not know, you have to repeat it. Because the condition of the salah is what? Muqaddimat al-salah, the prerequisite for it is time. Clear? So that's why knowing your Salat al-Subh time is very important. Inshallah, if I get a chance, I can show you how we know Salat al-Subh properly, because we are having different calendar problems and different methodologies. You see this institution, let's say that it says 4. The other one, Salat al-Subh, 4:15. The other one, 4:45. Which one I should pick? Yeah, so inshallah, Heidi will talk about it in, after we are done from those general ideas. So we have Salat al-Subh. When is the time for Salat al-Subh? Salat al-Subh starts from the dawn all the way to sunrise, before the sunrise. Good? This Salat al-Subh. Salat al-Dhuhr and al-Asr, we have it from al-Zawal, okay, we can get the degree of the sun, all the way to what? Before al-Maghrib, sunset. The real sunset, مش الاحتياط that sometimes is 15 or 20 minutes. The real sunset. How I'm gonna get the proper time for Salat al-Subh? Inshallah, we'll discuss it in a bit. Through trustworthy astronomical calendars or schedules. Salat al-Subh is when we have astronomical twilight. Okay, we're gonna see. The degree of the sun is 18. You want to do ihtiyat? If you have up to 16.5, it's okay. It's fine. It's up to you. But this is the astronomical. When it is astronomical twilight, you are not allowed to eat anymore. The fast starts at that. You want to have ihtiyat for Salat al-Subh, about a degree or 2. So the sun would be around 16.5 degree. Okay, no problem. It's good. Okay, but do I have to do that? That's what we're going to learn later on. Because it's more like astronomy than fiqh. But I'm going to discuss it for you and show you the charts. Sunrise, how I'm going to know the sunrise? You can tell exactly when. Yeah, the difference would be like half minute, because of the roundup. Okay? Al-Dhuhrain, we can tell, okay, when is the noon? Also through astronomy. I'm going to show it to you. And what's sunset? Sunset, I can get it through the angle of the sun. The sunset is different than al-Maghrib, where we have al-Humra al-Mashriqiyya. Sunset is when the disk of the sun is below the horizon. This is sunset. That time, Salat al-Asr and Dhuhr is up. After that, you make it up. Not the precaution, waiting for al-Humra al-Mashriqiyya to disappear. Is that clear? Okay, what's al-Humra al-Mashriqiyya? Also this I'm going to discuss in a detailed way. Al-Humra al-Mashriqiyya if you are living on the beach area, okay, you can see whether the sun is going below the horizon or not. Once it goes all below the horizon, this is, we call it what? Sunset. طيب, if I'm living, okay, behind a mountain and I cannot see the view whether the sun is below the horizon or not, how am I going to know back then, old days? How? It's either I go get someone to go all the way to the mountain and check it and send me a signal, or they invented another way, which is what? They say, you know what? After the sun below the horizon, you are going to see somehow like red sky, or orange sky, okay? In the east, the sun sets where? West. Thank you. So I cannot see the east. I cannot see the west. I can see the east. There is a mountain here blocking me from seeing the west. I cannot tell whether the sun below the horizon or not. What should I do? They say you look at the east side. If the sky is still orange, you wait. بنسميها الذهاب الحمراء المشرقية. Okay? You wait. How much is that waiting? It varies. It's not always 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It varies based on your country, and it varies based on the season. So in Michigan, because we are closer to north, it might be in the winter, let's say 12 minutes, okay, around the 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. In the summer is more. It will be more than about 20, it will be around the 20, like June, July, it will be around the 20. You have to wait for that orange sky to disappear, to vanish. Is that clear? So we have sunset, we call it ghurub, and we have, let's use the word maghrib. Maghrib is let's use it as ihtiyat. Okay?
So when the red sky disappears, that means that's when it's time to pray Maghrib. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any question? Another thing here, Maghrib, if it starts, and you are sure it's Maghrib time, or Maghrib time, with the ihtiyat, then you can pray al-Maghrib, then after that you can pray what? Al-Isha. You're not allowed to pray al-Isha before Maghrib. When it comes to al-Dhuhr wal-Asr, once it is the proper Zawal time, which is, we call it noon in English, Zawal time, you pray Dhuhr, then you can pray at any time what? Al-Asr. But make sure before the sunset. Clear? Any question here? So, we have Al-Qibla. I promise you I'm going to go over this timing just once we are done from this page, okay? Al-Qibla. I want to pray. Can I just pick any direction and pray? And perform salah, I mean. Not pray like supplication. No, perform formal salah. Wajib salah. Not mustahab salah. I'm talking here about wajib. You have to know your qibla. You wajib. Now, mustahab is a different story. Mustahab, let's say you are in the airplane, you are in the car. Can you pray while sitting? Yeah, you can. Okay, because wajib is totally different. You have to know the direction of Kaaba. And you are not allowed to pray while sitting if you can stand up. And let's say you are sick. You can stand up, but you cannot make sujood. Standing up is more priority. Is that clear? Okay?
So the time for sujood is just kneel down?
Yes. So if I can either I can sit and make sujood, or stand and I take the sajda and put it on my forehead. Which one is a priority? Stand up. You have to stand up. You have to do it while standing up if you can stand up while reciting Quran and doing takbirat al-ihram. which is the first takbir. That's more priority than sujood and ruku'. Okay? Al-Qibla, how I'm going to know the Qibla? Well, this is now also another big argument. In Michigan, we have a group of people, they say it is southeast. Because most likely they are assuming that the sphere is like their two-dimension, map. Others, they say no, it is in Michigan, it is northeast. But they might tell you, well, if I go northeast, I'm going to be going this, but Kaaba is here. Ya Habibi, it's a sphere. And then you take the direct trajectory. Like what? Example. Let's say I am in, I want to pray in, on the airplane. Good? I have to pray this way. Is al-Kaaba, it's down. I'll pilot, hey, go down this way. What do? I assume there is a virtual column from the Kaaba all the way to the sky. This is my direction. If I am on the moon, what's my Kaaba? Earth. Okay? So when I am facing Kaaba, I'm not facing that specific spot. I'm facing what? The trajectory of Kaaba. Is that clear?
Is it the direction or the shortest path?
The shortest path, if it is projected properly. It's not enough to be, the shortest path and I'm here and the Kaaba is here. No, I have to be facing it. But I can face it this way and I can face it in another way because of... So it's not just about the shortest. It's about, hey, can I face the Kaaba here if I consider it like a virtual column? Yeah.
The example we give about an airplane, if the airplane is headed west, let's say in the Middle East, and the airplane headed west, the Kaaba will be behind you. They are not going to allow you to go change your seat.
That's a different story.
Face back.
That's a different story. I'm talking about if I can or I can't find a way. You tell me, no, I can't because of my health condition, because, I cannot move. That's a different story. But I'm saying if you are capable to pick, you have to pick the proper one.
But then in that case, what I'm saying is that if you go in the other direction, then still there is a path to the Kaaba. It's not necessarily the shortest path, but there is a path to the Kaaba.
No, if I want to go if I want to go like a tracing Kaaba this way, I'm not directly, going to the trajectory of Kaaba. I said it has to be directly. Okay? If I want to go with that story, then I can say, yeah, I can create a virtual, line like that. That's totally different. Okay? And that's why the Arab, they used to go with the stars, and they get from the stars the proper directions of Kaaba. So I know the Kaaba is here. Okay? So how do I'm going to reach the Kaaba? I go around it, or I go this way? No, I go as far I'm facing it, okay, as a plan, okay, I can project it, as a vertical column. It's just a projection, more than 100% reality. And we're going to see this in maps. Now, is that clear for the Kaaba? You tell me, Sheikh, I did not know I was praying the wrong direction. After 10 years, what should I do? If you did your homework and you were certain Kaaba is this way, okay, and after 10 years you figure out you were wrong, let's say. After 10 years, I prayed, when I used to go to school, I used to pray there this way, and the Kaaba was totally other way. You are forgiven. You did your homework. But let's say I'm praying now, and there is still time. Okay? So it is Dhuhr time, and Maghrib did not come yet. Sun did not set yet. After I'm done, your friend shows up, hey, you're praying the wrong way. What should I do in this situation? Repeat it? No. It depends.
More than 9 minutes.
If, let's say, I'm here, the Kaaba is this way, I prayed this way, like let's say 45 degrees. You don't have to repeat it.
As long
Or-
as between the angles.
But if it is, let's say you prayed opposite to Kaaba, totally 180 degrees away from Kaaba, or then here you have to repeat it because you're still within the time. If you knew after Salatul Dhuhr and Asr is up, يعني let's say in Isha time, okay, it's too late now, it's gone. Is that clear? Time is different. Time, if you prayed the wrong time, I mean at the wrong time, and you are sure it was wrong, oh, go repeat it. That's why people, they do ihtiyat. You get the idea why? Ihtiyat, because I don't want to be on the safe side. I don't want to repeat the salah. A couple minutes, I read Quran, then I pray. Read Quran, yeah.
And can we be relying on, we have a good authentic app that they did their homework and they have a specific time, like Maghrib or Dhuhr is at 1:29. Can we safely, like right when it's 1:29 and it's adhan, start our prayer, depending on that app?
I'm gonna explain this in a bit. I said once I'm done from this, I'm gonna go through timing.
Okay.
Okay? Because there is nothing called authentic app because it has to do with the methodologies used. So even the app, you can select different methodologies. You can select Ithnai Ashari, you can select Qom, you can select Karachi, you can select World League. Even that app has methodologies that can change the timing. Okay? So now, another important thing about the salah, before you do the salah, you have to consider what? Your clothes. This is a big deal. For sure, for the woman, she has to cover her hair and her body. Does she have to cover her feet? No. What about in public? Yes, because for so many scholars, they say a woman should not show her feet. Yani she cannot wear flip-flop without wearing socks. Some others, they say, like Sayyid Muhammad, they say it's fine. Okay, but let's say in salah, in a private area, can the lady pray, showing her feet? Okay, fine. Talking about the feet, مش كل okay. Yeah, the leg. Another thing, what about if I'm not dressing aba'a? Can I pray in a private area as a lady with hijab on? Yeah. It is little bit more flexible than hijab in public. Okay, this is praying in a private way by yourself. So can she wear, let's say, pants and that covers all her body and the shirt that covers the whole? Yeah, and the hijab covers her, proper hair. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but that could be a problem if it were to be in public. Praying in public. Okay. For man, does he have to cover all his body? For Shia school of thought, no. Can he pray, let's say, in dressing a short? Yeah, but it is recommended to be dressing decent way. Okay. Is that discrimination? No. Why it's not discrimination? Because you have to take into consideration. Usually, back then especially, who is more involved in hunting, getting food, working, protecting the family, protecting the country? Who is usually in charge? Man. So that's flexibility for that reason. Now you tell me he is playing PlayStation while the wife is working. That's different talk. We'll talk about it later on. But I'm showing you the environment where that starts from. Okay? This is one of the reasons. I'm not saying this is the main reason. Another thing is, can a lady, let's say, wear, and هلا نحن we're going to talk about it in detail later on, but it's just a quick example. Can a lady wear silk? Yeah. Can a man wear silk? No. In Salah and outside Salah, it's forbidden. Okay. Can a lady wear her jewelry in Salah in a private area? Yeah. Okay. Can she make wudu and wear makeup and at her home and pray wearing makeup? Yeah. But if she wants to perform ghusl or wudu again, she has to remove them.
Why can't a man wear silk?
Silk and gold are forbidden on men. because we just said they are built for tough missions. هو بتبلش هيك شوي شوي.
So the silk is just the silk to cover the body, or
any
so, like,
unless it's not 100% or it's not genuine.
like a silk, there's a silk tie or silk scarf.
You just don't worry.
That's not allowed either.
Don't worry.
Okay, and the other question I have is, what's the absolute minimum dress for the man to pray with? Absolute minimum.
Short.
Just a short?
Yeah.
That cover the
Yes.
navel?
Short. Yeah.
Or,
No, just short. And the whole you go buy them from Amazon.
yeah?
It's good enough.
But that short, I mean, will come just to the
Yeah. It's
toe.
for Shia school of thought is fine. For some other school of thought and other sects, no, that short has to cover portion of your abdomen all the way to the knees.
Yeah.
Okay, but for Shia school of thought, no, it's permissible.
Do they have to go over the knee?
No, talking about in private areas. Any question before we continue? I have one thing here. Inshallah, later on we'll discuss that. Per many scholars, you are not allowed to wear something made out of animals we do not consume. Yani, what if I have hair on my clothes of a cat or a dog or a tiger or a squirrel? You are not allowed to wear. You are not allowed to pray having that, according to many scholars. Some scholars, they say it's fine, as long as it's not made out of it. So they distinguish between made out of it and no, it has couple hairs from that animal or not. So if you have a cat and you have hair on your clothes, according to many scholars, you have to remove that. Dog, just name it. Okay? Wallah, I have a souvenir of that, animals, let's say, I don't know, teeth. Okay?
Sheikhna, how did Abu Hurairah pray in that case?
I do not know. I mean, that's a different story, but maybe he removed them. I don't know. Maybe he swapped his clothes. Okay, they call him Abu Hurairah because they say he used to hide, small can in his sleeve. This is a different story. Another thing about libas is at-tahar. Okay, another thing about libas, leather. You cannot wear a jacket made of najis leather. شو يعني najis leather? That means the leather is a genuine and the animal that we took that leather from was not slaughtered up to code. يعني there is, let's say, a leather made out of cows. Those cows, they were killed by electrifying them or poisoning them. Islam will say this cow is haram to eat. So that meat is najis and their leather is najis. So if your belt is made out of that and you know for sure it is genuine and you know for sure it is najis, it's haram to wear in salah. Or a jacket or pants. Is that clear?
What if you don't know?
That's a different story. Okay. What if I do not know whether it's a genuine or not? You consider it tahir. Because you don't know.
Genuine, you mean like
100% you are sure. Sometimes it is just fake one. It's not real.
that's fine?
That's fine. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Question about this? Question? Okay. Another thing here you have to pay attention to as far as a close. You might have a tahir, but because it is from animals that we are not allowed to consume, some scholars will tell you are not allowed to pray with that. Example, let's say someone hunted, let's say a lion. I'm against, killing animals for fun. So hunted a halal way. You are not allowed to eat it. But is it tahir or najis now? Can I use that leather? You cannot. You are not allowed to wear it and to pray with it. Or let's say, leather made out of snake. Snakes are tahir or najis? Tahir. Because reptiles is a big word. But we have something in fiqh, we say, let's say snakes, certain reptiles, their blood do not gush out if they are slaughtered. Okay? Does not. بالعربي بنقول ليس له نفس سائلة. Okay? So, like a cow, if you slaughter a cow, you're going to see the blood start gushing out. Or, a chicken. But like fish, mosquitoes, flies, snakes, certain reptiles, let's assume someone is slaughtering them, they don't have this complex biological, blood circulation as we have. So you're not going to see the blood gushing out. So the leather of those are tahir. Can I pray with them? Many scholars, they will tell you, no, you can't. Because we cannot consume their meat. Clear? And it's not just cats. Cats are, the hair of cats, tahir. Can I pray and my clothes has some hairs of cat? Sayyid Sistani, he might tell you 1 or 2 is fine. But more than that, it's problematic. Sayyid Muhammad, it is fine to pray, with it, regardless of the numbers. Other scholars, they will tell you, you should not. So you have to stick to your marja. Clear?
Hunting for fun is haram, right?
Yeah. It depends on scholars, but usually it is haram to do that. Okay. And some people, they consider even safar ma'siyah. Safar ma'siyah. Yani you are committing haram. That travel is haram. But usually it's hard this to happen because usually they go not for that purpose, for other purposes too, training and. I do not know their intentions. Depends on their situation. Now another thing, you are not allowed to pray in clothes that are stolen. Wallah, واحد راح Walmart, he stole something. That clothes you are not allowed to pray. Your salah would be in big problem if you wear that stolen clothes. Okay? Or it's not stolen. It has khumus on it. You bought it like 2 years ago, wow, this is nice, clothes. I want to pray, wearing that. And there is hummus on it. And some scholars, they will tell you, hey, we have a problem here in this salah. Some scholars will say, hey, you have a problem. Whether يغطي العورة أو لا. Yeah.
So can we say that someone that does not pay their hummus?
No, we cannot say that. We can't.
What?
Because maybe they bought it from the hummus is only 20%. Maybe that clothes was, bought from the 80%. I cannot just assume because he does not pay hummus, his salah is invalid. No, I can't. But I'm saying that specific dress, he got it and he never, get a chance to wear it. He knows he has to pay hummus on that specific one, yet he wear it. Or he or she wears that. That's a problem, according to several scholars. Some scholars, they might give examples. Okay, I did not steal it, but I wear it without taking a permission. And I know my son, my brother, my dad, my relative does not allow me to wear it. Oh, we have a problem.
Oh, I have something else. What if as a lady I was gifted the thiyab salah?
Yeah.
Do I have to be careful and make sure that hummus was paid on it?
I mean, it has been like a year.
No, like for example, my friend.
If your friend does not pay hummus and she gifted you something, let's say your salah clothes,
Yeah.
it's not your you are exempted. It's not your problem. But if that clothes stayed, in your closet for more than 1 year, some scholars like Sayyid Sistani, like Sayyid Muhammad, they say you have to pay hummus on it, even if it were to be a gift. Sayyid Ali said, no, you don't have to pay hummus on a gift. Okay, clear? So we talk about the tahara. Your clothes has to be tahir, not najis. هلا بتقلي شيخ يعني عندنا this automatic machines. Okay, do they make the clothes tahir? So far, yes. هلا انت if you have doubt, that's your problem. Do not infect others, please, with your ideas. Okay? Some people, they might create some tools to make kor, get into ghassala and ruins the ghassala and the motor of the ghassala. This is not my business now. But the clothes has to be tahir. So you open the closet, you find, a dress, you wore it like 2 years ago. Can I wear it and pray? Or no, I consider it najis. Consider it tahir or najis. Sometimes it happens to us, isn't it? You open your closet, oh, it has been a while I did not, wear this, clothes. Do I consider it tahir or najis? Tahir. Why? There is no need to. Because in the beginning, it was tahir. Now, what if that you keep it on the shelf, please? Don't use it. But if you know for a fact that, while wearing that clothes, you got hurt and you had blood on that clothes somehow, okay? Or let's say blood you might be able to spot. Or for a fact it got into najasa, in contact with with najasa. And you put it away. You do not know whether you wash it or not. You do not know whether it got washed or not. But the certainty it was najis at a point. What do I say here? Najis. This is what we call istishab. We'll talk about later on. Istishab, you take the certainty and the doubt, you throw it away. I'm certain I performed wudu. I do not know whether I used the restroom or not. What do you consider it? Are you still on wudu? State of wudu. I washed that clothes. I do not know whether it got najis or not. Certainty is I washed it. I was certain that clothes was najis at a point, but I do not know whether I washed it or not, or my mom, or my wife, or my sister, or XYZ, help me washing it. What do I consider najas? Because that's the certain. I don't have another certainty to change that fact. Okay? So here they say التذكية أن يكون مذكى ومن مأكول اللحم. Is that clear about this? يعني leather from sheep, cows, it's fine. Let's say a leather from lion, we said, hey, we have a problem. Tell me it's tahir. You're not allowed to wear it during salah because the meat of that animal not permissible to consume. Clear? Another thing, yes.
Say like at the gym, you use machines after so many people, and if you want to pray and you're praying in the clothes that you wore to the gym,
Okay.
is that like, would you consider your clothes?
Yeah, I consider them tahir. I go, let's say a person goes to a gym. Maybe there is najasa there, maybe there isn't, and you are sweating and everything, okay? Do I consider now my clothes are najas? No. Why? Are you certain? Can you say, Wallahi, they are najas? You have a proof. So you consider, what's certain? When you went there, to the gym, your clothes were tahir. So you keep that state in mind. Unless you are certain, becomes what? Najas. Clear? Other questions before we move on? So those are some muqaddimat as-salah. We have the time, we have al-qibla, we have libas al-musalli. Now the question would be, what about the place? Can I pray at any place? That's what we call makan al-musalli. Makan al-musalli, you are not allowed to pray on a land or in a house that is stolen. It's a big deal. So what if a country is stealing another country? Okay, let's now think at individual level, okay? I know for a fact that this house is stolen or that business is stolen. Can I pray in it? Nope. Your salah is invalid.
But if you're chosen 3,000 years ago, then you can.
We'll discuss that. Okay?
I have another question about hummus.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't pay their hummus at all, okay, and year by year they just continue saving their money, can you consider like the food that they're feeding their
No.
family?
You can't, because you still have 80% halal. Why always you assuming they are from the haram? No, we cannot
So
assume.
only 20% of their money, but doesn't it all get mixed in after year, like their whole life, they're in their 40s and they never once...
We cannot say that. We don't have a proof. You have a proof?
No, but I'm saying like, so 20% every year gets accumulated.
Maybe it's not accumulated. Maybe they got a loan. Maybe it's a credit card. It's not the way.
No, but
It's not like white and the black color.
I'm talking about somebody that actively like saves their money year after year. And
Yeah,
never
but
gets-
how do you know it is from that money, not from this fresh money now?
Okay.
So that's why it's not easy to say, hey, this is haram food.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and we can discuss it later on. We are going to talk about hummus, inshallah, upcoming classes. So the first thing, the place has to be what? No, I did not say the place has to be tahir. I said the place has to be not stolen. Hala, you did not know, that's a different story. Some scholars, they will tell you, so many scholars, they will tell you, if you did not know, it's not a big deal. الاستقرار حال الاختيار. يعني you cannot pray, for instance, walking. Please stand up. I'm talking about wajib salah. Or you want to pray in a van and the van is is moving up and down, and you can pray, let's say after half an hour during the proper time. Okay, just wait. So it's not a dancing process. Okay, you are moving back and forth, just wait. So you have to have stability. Ship is different. Wallah, ship is if it's moving a little bit, no, I'm not going to pray anymore. Yeah, Habib, you have to pray. Unless you know for a fact, few minutes from now, let's say, it's going to be more stable. Okay, wait. You're not going to pray on the ship and you are going, sujood is here and the second sujood is there. Okay, that's a problem. It's against istiqrar. Okay? Are we clear here? Okay. At-tahara. The only place has to be tahir in the salah is what? The place where you prostrate. So let's say the rug is najas. The msalli is najas. Okay. If you're if you are dry and you're not touching that najasa, can I pray on this carpet and I know it's najas? Yeah. But for the sujood, make sure the place of the sujood is tahir. You can use a stone, a napkin, a paper. Sheikh, يعني هلا كل الكاربت is najas. Yeah. Why we use مصلية? يعني rug. Why we use that mat or rug? To feel clean. يعني you don't want to put your forehead where people are stepping on. Isn't it? Common sense. يعني. Or you inhale all this dust and chemicals, that coming from the feet, from the shoes of the people. That's why we use a rug. It's a cleaner. And, does the rug has to be tahir? No, unless, let's say your feet are wet. If the rug is najas, all of it, what's going to happen to your feet? You're going to get najasa. That's why you make sure it is tahir. People, they do. But technically, if my feet, my body, let's say, is dry, the only place has to be tahir is what? The place of sujood.
So are you required to choose land or required to choose one place that is better than another place? And I know it's silly.
For sujood, you mean?
Example, in TikTok, I think they had a guy where he was praying inside a swimming pool.
You cannot pray in a swimming pool.
So that's my question. Why?
Because you cannot, first of all, we're talking about al-istiqrar. Okay, swimming pool, are you istiqrar? Yani?
He went down to the...
Unless he has oxygen. Let's say, second, you cannot make sujood on water.
No, he went down to the floor.
No, it is wet. It's water, still water.
Also, because
It's not wet. It is immersed in water. Big difference between, let's say, sajda is wet and no, this is water. Can I make sujood on snow? No. I cannot make. We'll talk about this later on. Okay? So we cannot make sujood on snow. Okay? That's it's like, he asked me, can we wear shoes while praying? If the shoes are, let's say, tahir and they are not made out of haram leather, blah blah blah, and you can let your both toes perpendicularly be against the floor, okay, while making sujood, it's fine.
Even with the shoes on,
Yeah.
you do your...
Like sandals, for instance. But typically, how often we'll have this? So the idea in sujood, you have to have the toes of your feet, leaning perpendicularly against what? The floor. They have to touch it. You cannot make sujood this way, with your feet. No, the toes has to be the left and the right. They have to go perpendicularly on the floor while making sujood. Same thing with your hands, okay?
Only like with open.
Yeah, some open shoes might let you do that.
So as far as the shoes, how is that related with the wudu? If you're going to do wudu and you're going to pray with your shoes, do you do it differently?
You have to wipe, your feet at least with one finger or three, depends on your marja now, or the full hand, also some other. So you have to wipe from the tip of the toes, let's say, all the way al-ka'bayn, where you have the leg is meeting with the feet.
The actual foot or the shoes?
Foot.
The foot. Because
So if you are, that's if you wipe the shoes or the socks, this is not Shia school of thought.
yeah,
That's
because-
Khuffayn Ahl Sunnah, and according to Shia, your salah is invalid.
yeah.
Okay,
Because the Sunni madhab, they allow you.
that's their school of thought. No, we have different school of thought. We have Ahl al-Bayt. They came after the Prophet for more than 200 years, telling us this is wrong.
100%.
Okay. So what are the things we can make sujood on? The first one is regular land, rocks, sand, soil. جُعِلَتْ لِلْأَرْضُ مَسْجِدًا وَطَهُورًا. The land is a place for sujood and it is tahir, according to Muslims scholars.
The regular concrete,
Uh,
on the sidewalk.
Concrete, many scholars nowadays they say it is fine to make sujood on. Many scholars. Especially, we know the concrete comes with small stones, which is gonna make your sujood valid. Yeah, some scholars they say no, you cannot do this. Okay. What about rocks? Fine. Can I pick a rock, a small rock, and I make sujood on? Yes. What about a big rock? Oh, what's big rock you mean? If it is, let's say, more than 4, finger, the height of it, you are not allowed to make sujood on it. Okay.
What about glass?
We'll come to that. What about if I use those sajda in the mosque? Yeah. Why did we invent that sajda? That sajda, we call it turba now. It was not enduring the Ahl al-Bayt. We don't have authentic ahadith that says use the sajda from this, let's say, the soil of the grave of Imam Hussein. We don't have this. We have ahadith that encourage us to have subha made of the soil of Imam Hussein. We have authentic ahadith. So why we made it? Because we know we cannot. During the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the mosque used to be, the floor used to be made out of what? Of sand. Okay? And that's why they say Imam Ali one time was at the mosque and they called him Abu Turab. Because, his body got, sand on it. Or they used to use su'uf al-nakhl. The Prophet used to have a small rug made of the su'uf al-nakhl. It's like, the dried leaves of the palm trees. The Prophet used to have it. Ahl al-Bayt used to have something like this. They dedicated for sujood. Okay? Now we have rugs made out of hay, dried hay. Is it Sheikh? You see, you can get it from China, I don't know, a couple dollars.
They use bamboo now.
I'm sorry?
Bamboo rug.
Bamboo is a problem. You cannot use bamboo because bamboo it's edible by people, by many people, many, nations. Okay, based on the culture, they eat it, isn't it?
So it's not tahir?
You cannot. It's tahir, but you cannot pray on it. Anything. This is my question. Let me recap. So the sujood, the place of the sujood, where you put your forehead against, the floor. It's either the land and the things that they are not edible from that land. Stones, soil, sand. Okay, this is one. Rocks, small rocks, it's fine. Watch the height, because if it's, beyond certain height, let's say this, okay? If it is higher than that, it's a problem. Let's say put 4 fingers, like that. If it's higher, it's a problem. Another thing, we can pray on natural things as long as they are not edible, or we do not wear. So let's say the grass. If people do not eat the grass all over the globe, okay, I'm fine. You can pray on it. But let's say wara anab, yani grape leaves. Lebanese people say, hey, we eat that. Okay, you cannot make sujood on that. Well, cabbage. We cannot make sujood on cabbage. Okay. What about concrete? We said many scholars they say fine. What about marbles, tiles in the house made out of real marble, natural marble? Yeah, you can make sujood on it because this is natural. Now I said غير مأكول وغير ملبوس. غير مأكول يعني it's not edible. We discuss it. What's غير ملبوس?
That's only for the sujood.
Only for sujood, where you put your forehead. I'm not talking about the clothes. I'm talking about only where you make sujood. What about the stuff that's made out of synthetic, something we wear? We can't make sujood on.
So is that why we?
So anything that's wearable, we are not allowed to make sujood on.
Like on carpet, we are not allowed.
Carpet, you are not allowed to,
Why?
according to,
We can wear.
because it's made out of things we wear.
Okay.
Okay, silk, clothes, wool, just name it. All this we cannot.
Can you tell
Leather, we can't. Okay.
Can you tell me about, say, Sistani and regarding a napkin or a piece of paper?
Napkin. If the napkin is made out of the wood, it's fine. Do we eat wood? No. Do we wear it? No. So if let's say something made out of wood, or it is wood by itself, I can make sujood on.
How about cardboard?
Because it's not wearable, it's not edible. So it should not be wearable, it should not be edible, it should not be najas, it should not be stolen. Okay? So when we want to make sujood, make sure the place of sujood is not wearable, it's not edible, yani substance of those. It is not stolen, it is not najas. Clear? So what about papers? Yeah, because papers usually they are made out of. Old napkin used to be made out of clothes. Usually it's not like nowadays. Okay, now they made them either from recycled grass or leaves or Questions?
Cardboard is fine, right?
If it is paper, yeah.
What about if you're wearing like a hat?
Hat.
Yeah, like when
Yeah, let's say I'm wearing a hat or amama. Okay, I have to make sure portion of the sujood is touching my forehead, not the amama. And that's why you see sometimes some mashayikh, they use 2 stones. Not because it's mustahab, because there is this deep depth, it has to reach the forehead, not the amama. You cannot make sujood on amama. Let's say more than that. Let's say you're making sujood and that sajda gets stuck on your head. Okay, can I keep it on my head and go back to sujood? It's problematic.
What's the size of this?
There is no size.
No size.
As long as acceptable. Reasonable. Hala, some of them they say qaid unmula yani. Okay, yeah.
If the place where I used to sujood got wet with tahir water, can I still use sujood on it?
Again.
The place where I used to sujood?
Yeah, I mean, being immersed in water is different than a little bit wet. You are not making sujood on water. In his case, it was water.
Oh, here's something. What if it's raining outside and I'm standing outside in the rain and I want to do my sujood?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Underneath the rain, even
Yeah.
though I'm doing sujood on something tahir.
It's not. It's not. As I said, it's not immersed.
It's just the
You
water.
still some edges. You will catch some edges from that sajda.
Yeah.
Okay. هلا لو فقد ما يسجد عليه أثناء الصلاة. هلا we have, as you know, we have different opinions as well here. Some scholars they say if there is time, you stop your salah, get the proper sajda from your kid, or keep it in your pocket, or get a napkin, and repeat the salah. Some scholars they say no. If you have to, and it was out of your hand, continue your salah. But the proper way, as a precaution, is what? You stop the salah and start it all over within the time. But if there is no more time, it's only 2 minutes and it is Maghrib and I have to finish Salat al-Asr, you have to finish Salat al-Asr.
And if you do it Jama'ah, because one time I was praying, somebody by mistake picked my,
You just get it and
it was very far, I couldn't reach it.
napkin. هلا some scholars, look, some scholars they will start giving you priorities. Yani, should I pray on the carpet? Some scholars they say in that situation you can pray on your clothes. Some of them they might allow you to pray on aqiq. Okay, some scholars. Some of them they will say, hey, use your, let's say your, you know. So it varies. I mean, you have to stick to your scholar's opinion.
Can you do the thumb? You think thumb?
No, nails.
Yeah, the nails.
Yeah. But you know, some scholars they say no, the priority is the clothes. It varies on your marja opinion.
So pull your sleeve a little and do that?
Yeah, well, that's not clothes. I cannot say it's clothes.
Did you say to play on your nails?
Some, I'm saying, we have different opinions. Okay. Some of them they say you can pray on aqiq. They consider it from land.
No,
Some scholars say no, this is not. Or subha. Subha, let's say the subha made out of aqiq, 100% you know it's aqiq.
or wood.
Or wood. Okay.
You're saying any stone?
Any stone rings, you mean?
Yeah.
No, so it has to be natural.
Yeah, like,
But plastic is not
Yeah.
allowed?
Plastic, Chinese product, no.
like my diamond? Diamond?
I don't know. But I think they might say the same thing. But you have to follow your marja about that. It's not like all the scholars. Some scholars, they say, no. This is not anymore considered land. It's totally different.
So why do we always have turbos in that case? Why don't we have wood?
You can do whatever you want. But wood, one of the problems of wood, it collects more bacteria. Okay? On the time of Ahlul Bayt, they used to have the, small rug. Even the Prophet used to use it from Sa'f al-Nakhl. But as you know, over there, it used to be hot weather, and it will dry out. Nowadays, you might have bacteria, start collecting bacteria and the germs. Sometimes you see black spot on people's forehead, not because of long sujood, because they have to go treat it. Big difference, between sujood consequences and bacteria consequences. This is not my job. I'm not questioning people's intention. Okay? Now, al-adhan for salah, you have adhan, you have iqamah. Then you have salah, isn't it? Do I have to perform the adhan myself? No, as long as, someone did the adhan, it's good enough. Iqamah, al-adhan mustahab bil-bayt, for your information. It's mustahab to do adhan in the house. And I add to it, make sure to do it Salat al-Subh so everyone can wake up. Yani in a nice way. It's not worse than alarms, okay? It's mustahab to do adhan, perform adhan in the house. Iqama, it is mustahab. Some scholars, they say wajib as a precaution. So that's why some scholars say once you start your iqama, you're not allowed to go look around. It's like salah, as a precaution. Clear? So this is for today. Inshallah, in our next meeting, remind me, I'm going to show you how we understand what is astronomical twilight, how to calculate the proper time for Salat al-Subh, proper app, what's the proper degree, why you have different opinions when it comes to Salat al-Subh or Salat al-Maghrib. This is inshallah to be discussed in next meeting. The rest of the time we keep it for questions and answers. Thank you for your time. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.